Mayor Gunther?
Here.
The clerk's here. Trustee Barker?
Here.
Trustee Guzzo is absent. Trustee Little?
Yes, I'm here.
Trustee Nero?
Here.
Trustee Simonovich?
Here.
Attorney Zimonek?
Here.
Our new member?
Not yet.
Ken.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, he's
Okay.
nobody yet. We're still thinking about it.
Village Manager May?
Here.
Assistant Village Manager Parker?
Here.
Finance Director Altic? Am I saying that right?
That's good.
Okay.
Would everybody please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's meeting. The first item is open forum. Again, no one's here for open forum, so I'll close open forum. And the next item is the oath of office. We're going to administer the oath of office to appointed village trustee Harold Berry III. So I'd ask Harold to please come up so I can swear the oath of office to you.
Do you remember your marks?
Yeah.
He's got it.
And again, I have to, unfortunately, we lost a trustee Brady, so we had an opportunity to fill it. And we had Harold with me and several of the trustees here for 8 years. And he served as trustee, and then he had some family to take care of, so he's back, he's interested, he hit the ground running, he knows pretty much about everything that goes on here, so it's my honor then to give him the oath of office. So, I state your name,
I, Harold Berry III,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I support the Constitution of the United States,
that I support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the laws of DuPage County,
the laws of DuPage County,
the Westmont Village Code of Ordinances,
the Westmont Village Code of Ordinances,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties for the office of Village Board Trustee.
of the duties of office for the trustee, the duties of the office of trustee of the village board to the best of my ability.
To the best of your ability. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You weren't a tie, too.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. I thought everybody would have my.
Got a one up here.
Now I need Clerk Simsky to take another roll call, please.
With Harold on?
Yes,
Right.
now you can call his name.
Okay. Mayor Gunther?
Here.
The clerk's here. Trustee Barker?
Here.
Trustee Barry?
Here.
Trustee Guzzo is absent. Trustee Little?
Here.
Trustee Nero?
Here. Okay,
And Trustee Simonovich?
good. And congratulations, Harold. I don't know if you, at this point, before we move on to reports, if you have anything you'd like to say?
I would, first and foremost, I thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, nothing is possible. So first and foremost, I thank him. I thank the village board and you, Mr. Mayor. I am honored and humbled. I appreciate everyone having the faith in me to try this again. Bruce, you even voted, I heard, for me. This is great, and looking forward to serving. I've been on the P&Z, as Ron has said. I've served with everyone, but I think Amy before. There's a lot of new faces at staff, and I'll look forward to getting to know them and working with every one of you. I try to be eccentric when it comes to politics. I feel like I am very liberal when it comes to personal issues. When it comes to, fiscal and taxpayer money, I'm as conservative as they come. So I try to be eccentrics, and again, sometimes that works one way or the other, depending on what the issue is. But I'm always here to listen to any residents, business owners, or, staff or anything. One thing the mayor has taught me is listening to concerns is the biggest thing to do. And we might not always agree, but listening and it's okay to disagree and then leave here and all, work on our next project together. So thank you, all of you.
Congratulations. We'll move on to reports. I really don't have much other than yesterday. I had the opportunity with staff, Patty, myself, Manager May, to go to Marker School 4th grade. We have 150 students, so there was 2 sessions, and we had an opportunity to answer questions and talk about local government, what the mayor does, but the person I haven't introduced was the fire chief. So I sat down while the fire chief did all the answering of questions. They're very popular. They didn't ask where the police department was, but the fire department was there. But it went extremely well, and I'm encouraging other schools to bring us in, not necessarily just admit staff. They were so interested in the different positions, and they never understood that. And we spent probably an hour and a half with both groups.
Was cut up into 2 sessions because of the size, so when you said 150, 140 students, that's just in that grade?
Yeah,
So
just in
that was a
4th
big
grade.
class?
They have 7 grades.
7 classes? Yeah.
Classes. So pretty much that's it, other than this Sunday is the last straw event at Veterans Memorial Park. You can, I think the hour's 11 till 2, 12 till 4, just like I said, somebody's telling me, 12 to 4. The Lions involved, the Chamber's involved, the museum, so please visit Veterans Memorial Park. Even if you have to wait till after the Bears game, come out at 3. But, so it's a great event. I'll move on to Clerk Simsky.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have a Public Information Committee Chair thing. October 8th is the last day to register or transfer a registration by mail or in person for the November 5th election. October 20th is the last day to register or transfer a registration on the paperless online voter application. So I want people to all be aware of that. October 9th to November 5th, grace period registrations are offered at the county office and 4 other designated locations. Please visit the DuPage County website for details. Early voting will be available at the Westmont Public Library from October 21st till November 4th. Other locations are listed on the DuPage County website.
Good. Well, thank you. Trustee Little, Administration and Finance Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. We had a meeting this afternoon for the Administration Finance Committee, and what we learned were 2 very important ideas. One, the meeting schedules for 2025 were agreed upon, and they absolutely have to be published, so that's why we agreed on those dates. They can be changed or modified, but they have to be published. So thank you to Patty for taking care of us, as you always do every year with these dates, and we appreciate it. And the biggest report that we had was the water rates. There was a discussion that ensued regarding water rates, and unfortunately, because of COVID, the village has chosen for 5 years not to increase our water rates at all, so we now have to play a little bit of a catch-up. And for residential users right now, the cost that you will see is a $5 increase in your bill. So don't be afraid when you hear all the numbers come out, because it's not going to be that significant. And aside from that, the good news is we've got the Wicked West Fest coming up this month. Get ready for all the events related to the Wicked West Fest. Program and event information has been posted on the village website. Halloween decorating contest by Westmont Special Events will once again host the Halloween decorating contest. Citizens are encouraged to sign up and to be included in the voting, which will take place online. So don't forget to take a look at that. Details will be on the website very soon. The Wicked West Fest costume contest. So Special Events is going to host the contest again on Saturday, October the 19th, downtown Westmont at the intersection of Cass and Irving. Sign up will be at 10:15 a.m. sharp. Judging begins at 10:30, and awards will be presented prior to 11 a.m., just in time for the start of the trick-or-treat trail. No advance registration is required, so show up, but please be on time. It's hard to vote on a costume when the kids aren't there, and parents are running a little bit later trying to corral them all. Also look for the casket races on Cass Avenue, and then the following Saturday is a pub crawl, so take a look at westmontevents.com. That's all I have, Mayor, thank you.
That's a lot. Thank you. Trustee Nero, Public Works Committee.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. Just a few items. Just a reminder, this Saturday is still the Downers Grove Sanitary District Open House. For those of you who haven't seen it, pop over, check it out. It's always an amazing, just to see how everything works, and if you haven't before, it's pretty interesting what happens. A lot of people take that for granted when you flush the toilet, what happens, but please go check it out. Community development meeting for Halloween was canceled. We are going to be scheduling another one here in the next month or two. We'll have a date out on that very shortly. And next Planning and Zoning Commission meeting is October 9th at 6 p.m. And last but not least, our business mural program, Westmont Special Events and the Creative Arts Network is coordinating fall business mural program. Visit westmontevents.com for more information. And I did have one more comment. I already mentioned it to our Public Works Director. But those you haven't seen, and just a reminder how cool this hydro seeder is that the village has, on 35th and Pasquinelli is a nice little, I guess you could call it a renovation project, landscaping and things, and sorely was needed. Matter of a couple days after spraying this hydro seeder, it looks like a golf course. So if you want to go to the picnic, that's a great spot to do it right now. A great job to the Public Works team, though. They really did a nice job. I love that hydro seeder. And that's all I have, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Simonovich, Police, Public Safety.
Thank you, Mayor. The next Police Public Safety Committee meeting will be on October 17th here in this room at 4:30 p.m. The Police Department is hosting its Paper Shred fundraiser for Special Olympics on October 5th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. This will be at the police station at 500 North Cass Avenue. They're also hosting Drug Take Back Day on October 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This will have two separate locations, one at the Police Department at 500 North Cass and one at Mariano's on 63rd Street. More details are on the village website. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Trustee Johanna Guzzo is out of town tonight, and she has fire public safety. I give a couple reports for her. The open house at the fire department was last Saturday. A phenomenal job by everyone. It was a great turnout. In spite of the poor weather, the open house was a big success and well attended. I want to thank everyone who coordinated the event and participated. The bay was packed, and all the different vendors that came out and supported it was huge. And then the silent parade, scheduled for October 11th, a week from tomorrow. The parade is dedicated to firefighters and fire victims who have lost their lives due to fire. The parade will travel along Chicago Avenue and Maple Avenue through Westmont about 7 p.m. So if you want to view it, get in the route, and it's really a moving parade. So that's all she has. Trustee Barker, Environmental Improvement Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I wanted to say welcome back, Harold. It's good to see you over there. And my report this evening is that to announce there's an Environmental Improvement Committee meeting Monday night, October 7th, here in Village Hall at 5:30 p.m. And then we have our ongoing green business and residential recycling contest. With this contest, businesses and residents have the chance to receive 1 or 2 months of free recycling and waste hauling. You can sign up on the village website. Also this year at the Trick or Treat Trail, the environmental improvement volunteers will be there on October 19th, providing games for the children and informational handouts for the adults, including details regarding the pumpkin compost collection. An event scheduled for Saturday after Halloween on November 2nd at the library from 9 to noon. And the importance of the EIC's presence there is to promote the composting, which is always successful. And when you bring your pumpkins to the composting event, they have to be free of any decorations. So that's important to have out there in the public. And then we also have the Electronics and More Recycling event coming up already on November 23rd from 8 to noon here in front of Village Hall. And there are additional details on the village website. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you. One more item. We have a meeting 2 weeks from tonight, and then the next meeting has been canceled.
31st has been canceled.
31st had been canceled, so we have one more meeting this month. Moving on to consent agenda. Is there any item that someone, yes, trustee Barker?
If I could pull off the proclamation for the arts. Is there a title on that
Arts
thing?
DuPage.
Arts DuPage.
Okay, we'll pull that off to address separately. Anything else? If not, I'd ask Manager May to read the rest of the consent agenda.
Thank you, Mayor. Consent agenda begins with Village Board minutes. Board to consider approving the minutes of the Village Board meeting held September 19th, 2024. It's followed by Finance Ordinance Number 12 in the aggregate amount of $2,554,855.73. There are several purchase orders, first one being Atlas Bobcat, $36,276.47. This is for it's called a road planer. It's an attachment for the Bobcat that allows to mill pavements as opposed to digging them up and cutting them out. Next is M.E. Simpson, $35,100. This is for water valve exercising services. And the next purchase order is Rush Truck Centers of Illinois, $30,676.77. This is the only this is for a repair. It's an engine overhaul for one of the fire vehicles. This is the only one on the consent agenda that isn't a budgeted item insofar as specifically for this work. This is an emergency repair, but there are funds, to cover that, and it was covered in the appropriations ordinance. Next purchase order, Western Gradall Corporation, $38,240. That is for ditch grading services and for the operator, the equipment and the operator for a 2-week period. Next purchase order is another one for M.E. Simpson, $66,528. This one is for the fire hydrant flow testing program. Those purchase orders add up to $206,821.24. Together with Finance Ordinance Number 12, the amount tonight is $2,761,676.97. We also have community events. First one is 2024 Wicked West Fest Halloween events. Board to consider an ordinance approving the Westmont Chamber of Commerce hosted Wicked West Fest Halloween events that will be held on October 19th, 2024. The request includes a community events permit, approval of the community events permit, amplified sound permit, street closure requests from 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., which will be on Cass Avenue between Burlington and Chicago-Naperville Road, Cass Avenue, Irving parking lots that are on Cass Avenue, Manning School parking lot, Norfolk and Irving Streets from the alley east and west to Cass Avenue. And the also includes waive the restrictions of Chapter 38 and 70 of the Code and Ordinances, which address, this is to allow attaching scarecrows to the public utility light poles during the month of October. Next community event, Holidays. Board to consider an ordinance approving the following requests from the Westmont Holidays Committee for the 2024 Westmont Holidays Festival on December 7, 2024. Permit amplified sound in the downtown business district near Westmont Center between 4 and 8 p.m. Event banners on public property. Close Cass Avenue from Naperville Road to Richmond from 4 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. for the Holidays Parade. Close West Quincy Street from Cass Avenue to Adams from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. for the Holidays Parade, tree lighting, and the Santa visit. And lastly, close the North Linden from Burlington to Naperville Road, which is the parade staging area. It'll be from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Next, we have proclamations. One was approved to, not to remove it, but to address it separately. The other proclamations are Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Board to consider a proclamation declaring October as National Cybersecurity Awareness Month in the Village of Westmont. And proclamation for Fire Prevention Week. Board to consider a proclamation declaring October 6 through 12 as Fire Prevention Week in the Village of Westmont. And that concludes the consent agenda as amended.
Do I have a motion to approve as read?
Motion to approve is read, Little.
Second, Nero.
Motion made and second. Comments? Roll call, please.
Trustee Little,
Yes.
trustee Barry,
Yes.
trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo is absent.
Motion passes. Congratulations, you just spent $2,700,000.
Barker, I don't think I didn't call Barker's name.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
We'll go to the item that was pulled off, the Arts DuPage Month proclamation. I'd ask trustee Barker to lead us in that.
Thank you, Mayor. I look forward to this. I have the honor to read this proclamation tonight, Mayor. We have Debbie Venezia here, who's the Director of Arts DuPage, so it's, it's a big deal to her and to me, and, I'm very proud of the efforts that Westmont has made in the arts community here with support from you, Mayor, and the board and the community, and, I do want to say that, Westmont Special Events has taken on some of these art activities on our behalf, and I appreciate that with Christina and her work. Mr. Larry McIntyre there, Jenny with her work on staff, and to me, and Debbie, right? Arts is very important. I always said it's the icing on the cake of life, right? So that's where I'm coming from. So I'm very pleased to be able to read this. A proclamation celebrating October's Art DuPage Month in the Village of Westmont, whereas the arts, culture, and humanities are the embodiment of all things beautiful and entertaining in the world, the enduring record of human achievement, and whereas the arts, culture, and humanity enhance every aspect of life in the Village of Westmont, improving our economy, enriching our civil life, driving tourism, and exerting a profound positive influence on education of our children, and whereas the arts promotes a better understanding of the diversified cultures within our community and unify us regardless of age, race, and ethnicity, and whereas the arts sector of DuPage County consists of 2,272 arts-related businesses and accounts for 4.2% of the total number of businesses in the region, a larger share of the economy than transportation, tourism, agriculture, and construction. And whereas the arts provide full-time employment for over 15,000 workers in DuPage County, and whereas the arts improve our economy, enrich our civic life, drive tourism and commerce, and exert a profound positive influence on the education of our children, and whereas the Village of Westmont has embraced local artists by creating a community arts initiative which includes new events to showcase and promote artists and their work. And whereas the month of October has been recognized as Arts DuPage Month by Arts DuPage and the arts and cultural organizations in all communities within DuPage County. Therefore, I, be it resolved, Ronald J. Gunther, Mayor of the Village of Westmont, does hereby proclaim October 2024 as Westmont Arts DuPage Month and call upon all citizens to celebrate and promote the arts and culture in DuPage County.
And you want to make a motion to approve that,
I
trustee
would
Barker?
love to make a motion to approve as read.
Do I have a second?
Second, Little.
And no comments. We'll vote on it, and then we'll have an opportunity to have Debbie speak to us. So roll call, please.
Okay. Barker. Trustee Barker,
Yes.
trustee Gunther.
No.
Mayor.
No. I mean, no, I don't vote. Yes. Yes, I vote yes.
Trustee
She
Barry.
surprised me.
Yes.
Got to be ready.
Trustee Guzzo.
Absent.
Oh, she's absent, I'm sorry. Trustee Little,
Yes.
trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I did it so fast. I did it Barry. She got him too.
She got him.
Trustee Barry.
I did get Barry.
Motion went, I did it a little quick, but motion passes. And at this point, Bruce, would you like to introduce our
Yes,
guest?
Debbie, if you'd like to come up. And prior to the meeting, I spoke with her. I went to the Naperville Art Fair, which she organizes. And, you know, I try to go every year, but when you go there and look at the artwork, and I've been looking at it for a long time, you always see something new there, something that you've never seen before, and that's really remarkable to be able to draw people in. So congratulations on that wonderful
you.
job.
Thank you. And I am Debbie Venezia, Director of Arts DuPage of the DuPage Foundation. And thank you, Mayor Gunter, and members of the Westmont City Council for proclaiming October as Arts DuPage Month. I'd also like to thank the Village of Westmont for embracing the arts. Your area is filled with public art and arts organizations, including Salt Creek Ballet, Westmont Performing Arts, Westmont Special Events, and the Academy of Art and Music. They all put vibrancy into your region and bring attention to the area. Celebrations like Wicked West Fest, holidays, Taste of Westmont, and Cruisin' Nights reinforce your commitment to the arts. This support sends a positive message to DuPage County's residents and visitors, allowing them to recognize the vital role the arts play in our lives. Randy Cohen, Vice President of Research for Americans for the Arts, publishes an annual 10 Reasons to Support the Arts list. On it, he said, the arts are strong economic drivers that generate over $1 trillion nationally and employ more than 5.2 million people. They also drive revenue to local businesses. And reason number 3 on that list states that the arts unify communities. It explains that the arts provide shared experiences with people of different races, ethnicities, ages, beliefs, and identities, and they help foster understanding of other cultures across demographic and economic categories. We witnessed that last year when Andy Warhol exhibit came to the Mackinac Arts Center and drew visitors from 50 states and 28 countries. That's when Andy Warhol united DuPage County as a whole. 29 municipalities celebrated Warhol through their own experiences, including concerts, lectures, movies, and other activities. In some cases, city councils, downtown alliances, libraries, and park districts worked together for the very first time and created events that were enjoyed by all. Westmont embraced the opportunity and participated in the college's pop-up art challenge and created a special Muddy Warhol competition and exhibit. You also introduced Warhol's legacy to a whole generation of artists, new artists. When community leaders support the arts, they invest in the lives of the people who live there. This October, as we celebrate Arts DuPage Month, let's make a unified effort to experience the bounty of arts experience available locally. By doing so, we not only improve our own well-being, but we also improve the quality of life for our neighbors and contribute to the vibrancy of the community we call home. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and I'd ask Trustee Barker to go up and present it and take a picture. Do you have the official one?
Patty's got a better
Eddie's got it. I do have to say, before I get up, the Lions Club created a arts committee to promote the arts in Westmont. And they had their first meeting, they've got some funds, so they're gonna be looking to enhance that too in Westmont.
Oh my gosh, do I have to connect with them?
The mayor's.
Oh, this is great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. I look forward to this every year. Thank you.
And thank you for all you do for DuPage County and Westmont. Moving on to new business, the Downtown Incentive Program, or DIP, 19 North Cass Avenue. Board to consider an ordinance awarding a Downtown Incentive Program grant to Dental Excellence of Westmont for the installation of a fire sprinkler system and new water line at 19 North Cass Avenue. Director Hennerfein.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Board. So this is kind of the fun part of what I get to do. Tonight, we get to consider awarding some of the funds for the Downtown Incentive Program. We've talked about it many times here before. So this is the first time we're awarding a Tier 2 grant. So just as a reminder to everyone, this year we funded both Tier 1, which are $20,000 grants, and Tier 2, which are $50,000 grants. There were some specific targets this year to try to target sprinklers in the downtown and included their water line. Before I get into the details of that one, I did put up, if we can put it up on the screen, we want to do a little self-promotion of the program. So probably 3 months ago, I was contacted by the Illinois Chamber, actually by the Northern Illinois Sprinkler Advisory Board, because they got wind of this program, and this was before we introduced the Tier 2, which is much more money, and wanted to do, run an article, which they ran in the Illinois Chamber of Commerce, the business leader for September, basically promotion of the program because of the advocacy to the fire sprinklers and getting them installed. So we're very proud that they put that out there, so we're getting some statewide recognition for that. So what's before you tonight is we have a request to do exactly what the target of this year's Tier 2 funds were doing. We have Dr. Esposito here with Dental Excellence of Westmont. He's at 19 North Cass Avenue. He is looking to install sprinklers in his building, so there's never been sprinklers there, and also install the required water line under Cass Avenue. So the total project is running close to $100,000 to get that done. That is a big expense. And the award, as calculated, can be $51,000, so approximately 51% of the request. So that is what is before you tonight. As is customary, this was presented to the Westmont Economic Development Partnership to make sure that it met all the criteria of the grant, and it does meet that. And I do have Dr. Esposito here. I could go ahead and invite him up if you'd like to speak.
Would you invite him up? I do have to say, Chief Riley's in the back there, but this is something we are excited about, getting our downtown, all businesses sprinkled. And this, we had 2 of them earlier, I think, the funeral home, and then, what was there was... 216. That's right, 216. So we're very pleased to make this available, but Doctor, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I've been practicing, well, I've lived and practiced now in Westmont, practicing since 2005, I'm sorry, since 5 years ago in Westmont, but practicing about 14 years. I took over here for Dr. Patrick Blaney, who many of you probably know throughout the community. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to start to improve things within my building, for everything from fire safety to just feeling comfortable that we have the chance at making the office something that patients from young to old feel that it's a place that they can feel comfortable getting their dental work done, but also seeing that we're moving forward as not just an office, but as part of the town, improving over the next few years. And this is an awesome opportunity for us to be able to get that moving, and I'm just very grateful to all of you and to the village for many years of being very good to us. So thank you all, and this is going to make it even better. So very good.
And I think, thank you for considering and doing this. This is something we'd like to see all downtown.
Absolutely.
Before we had a downtown incentive program, we had 2 different, facade grant and a fire-based, alarm grant, and Dr. Esposito's application's been sitting on my desk for about 4 years, so I hope it was worth the wait, because this is much more
money.
comprehensive, and Trustee Guzzo, who's absent tonight, was very instrumental in enhancing, or the conversation about enhancing the fire safety suppression, improvements into this program, so we're happy you could take advantage of it.
And thank you all so much for all of that, too. I know that...
Vote first. Can I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Nero.
Second, Little?
Motion made in second. Any additional comments? Yeah,
I
go
just have
ahead.
one question. I thought, maybe Joe, did you say that there was 2 tiers, that there was a 20,000 and a 50,000?
So the program, when we introduced it about 2 years ago. Actually has 3 tiers, but the board every year decides what tiers they want to fund and how much money they want to put in each bucket. So the first year we did it, we were kind of taking baby steps, and so the first tier was a minimum investment of $5,000, and then the award was a match, and it could be up to $20,000. So last year, I think we put out about $65,000 with that program. This year, we funded the Tier 2s with a bucket of money of about $50,000, and then we decided to open up, or I'm sorry, the Tier 1s, about $50,000, and we decided to open up Tier 2 and put about $100,000 in Tier 2 this year. So that is a minimum investment of $25,000 and a maximum award of approximately $50,000. The program itself can fund facades, ADA accessibility things, and fire life safety. And if we choose to open up Tier 3, that would be a minimum investment of $50,000 and a maximum award of up to $100,000.
Joe, so part of the question, I'm going to presume, is the award tonight is $51,000
Yes.
and you're calling $50,000 the
Okay,
max.
so we have designed it to try to incentivize the good things that we like. So if I was doing a facade, if you're going to add something that we like brick and stone, that's considered an incentive. And we knew, because of the way that costs run nowadays, a lot of the grant requests that come before us will hit their maximum pretty easily. And we wanted to make sure we were still getting those bonus things that make it a better project. So in this case, everyone that's on the east side of Cass, because it costs more to run the water line, we said that gets one incentive bonus. And what the program does, it gives you $1,000 extra for every incentive bonus that a project gets. So in this case, he qualified for one, and that's where the $51,000, I'm sorry, I was too dense to realize that's where.
I'm presuming, was that your
going,
question?
so.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay.
There we go. Thank you.
Director, Joe.
Yes.
In last year, just give a couple examples as a reminder of what Tier 1 provided.
We funded windows and a few improvements at the still sitting but old China Chef. We funded a couple different water lines at West Suburban, and then the building next to that, and then another in the 200 block. We funded a lot of, the first year we were trying to catch up because we put the old program kind of on hiatus for several years during COVID. So we funded a lot of projects that had already gone forward. So Neat's renovation and their patio there, we did fund them with approximately $20,000 of theirs, kind of after the fact. So we funded a little bit of a mix of everything, and we did try to account for those projects that weren't able to apply, why we put the program on hold.
Thank you.
That's what I've got.
It's doing what we wanted to do. We just need more business to take advantage of it. Seeing no other questions, roll call, please.
Trustee Barker,
Yes.
Trustee Barry,
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo is absent, Trustee Little,
Yes.
Trustee Nero,
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Motion passes, and we look forward to the improvements. And I know you're a member of the Lions Club, so we're proud to have you part of that club too in Westmont.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Moving on to new business B, business registration. Board to approve an ordinance amending Chapter 22 and other miscellaneous chapters of the Code of Ordinances to require annual business registrations for Westmont businesses and to eliminate certain categories of business license. And I'm going to allow our attorney, Zemanek, to give some additional information.
Thanks, Mayor. In your agenda packet was a memo that described the reasoning and behind these amendments and the goals of these amendments. Essentially,
This one?
A memo?
well, there was a memo in front of this big stack. So I try to provide a nice, neat summary for you. The village does not have the legal authority to require a business license for every single business that operates in the village. It only has the authority to license and regulate certain businesses that are set forth in state statute. And if you look at Chapter 22, it lists businesses that the village is authorized to license and regulate. What the village would like to do is, since it can't license every business, it would like to require every new business that comes into town to register with the village to provide its emergency contact information, describe its use, and allow the village to perform a zoning review to make sure the use is lawful, to allow the building inspection to occur to make sure that its building is suitable for the use and complies with codes, and allow the fire department to perform a fire inspection to make sure the building and the use complies with all fire code requirements. The village does that currently right now. But instead of calling it a business license requirement, we're calling it a business registration requirement for any new business that comes in. The fee is $125, which is for the initial registration, which is what the village currently charges to businesses. And then there's an annual renewal fee of $10, where a business can do a very quick annual renewal and just certify that its information or its uses have not changed. In addition to clarifying that there's this business registration requirement for new businesses, the village still wants, at least in discussions with staff, still wants to license certain businesses that pose some unique concerns or have unique impacts, or that require additional inspections, et cetera. So in the memo that I provided, there's a list of those businesses that the village will continue to not only require business registration from, but will continue to license and regulate. And that would be things like massage establishments, tattoo parlors, parking lots, and a number of other listed business. But there's other businesses that the village currently requires a business license from that the village doesn't really exercise any regulatory oversight of, or they don't pose any unique concerns to the village, such as, let's say, a bowling alley or a machine shop. And for those businesses, the village is simply requiring them to register their business, provide contact information, have the needed inspections, and they would get their business registration. And in this way, the village knows every business that's operating within the village, and making sure that no unpermitted businesses are opening shop without us knowing. The only other related amendments is to take, there's some business licensing requirements in Chapter 46 that relates to food handlers and tattoo establishments. We're moving those into Chapter 22 so that all of the business licensing regulations are in one place. And with that, I'll answer any
Good
questions anyone might have.
explanation. Well, I need a motion to approve the ordinance.
Motion to approve, Little?
Second, Nero.
Motion made and second. Any comments? Audience, anybody? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
No.
Trustee Guzzo's absent. Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Motion passes. Moving on to new business C. 5/1/23 to 4/30/24 annual
Comprehensive financial report.
Comprehensive financial report for fiscal year '24. Board to consider an ordinance adopting the 2024 annual comprehensive financial report. And Finance Director Altick.
Thank you, Mayor. To give a brief background for everyone, state law or state statute requires that the village undertake a financial audit every year. The village has hired a firm of Sickage from Naperville. Sickage is a firm that specializes in the government sector, consulting services and audit services. So this is kind of their specialty in performing municipal government audits. With us tonight is Nick Bava, CPA from Sickage. Nick is a principal with the firm, and Nick worked directly on our audit this year. Nick is here to provide a brief overview and explanation of the audit for fiscal year 2024. Like the mayor said, it covers the period May 1st, 2023 to April 30th, 2024. Before I officially turn the floor over to Nick for his brief overview of the audit, I do want to take the opportunity to thank staff for all their hard work and dedication that went into the fiscal year and went into the audit process. Definitely a big help for me and the rest of the finance department to being able to, do this audit, make this audit pretty seamless for us. And then one last thing I want to point out is the village did end the year pretty strong, very healthy, strong fund balances across the board in all of its funds. So it was another really great year, and we hope to have another great year this next year as well.
Before you call them up, this is the last May
Yes.
audit. We're now going to calendar year, so we'll have a mini audit.
Yep.
Yep, and then a full audit from January.
That's a really great point. The village did change its fiscal year from April 30th to match the calendar year end, so December 31st, 2024 will be our next fiscal year end, so an 8-month year. So right now we're in an 8-month budget year, 8-month fiscal year. So we kind of back doing this probably sometime next spring, having the same type of conversation for this 8-month stub year that we're in right now. So good point.
Thank you.
Turn the floor over to Nick.
Thank you, Alan. Good evening. Thank you, Mayor, members of the board, for having me. As Alan said, my name is Nick Bava. I am a principal with Sickage and the principal to oversee the village's audit. Here to present the financial statements and the other deliverables for you here tonight as of April 30th, 2024. So as part of the annual audit process, as part of every fiscal year, there are a handful of deliverables that are required as part of a fiscal year-end audit. Going through those real quickly, we've issued the annual comprehensive financial report, which is the audit document, the auditor's communication to the members of the Board of Trustees, a separate management letter required by compiled statutes. As part of the village's TIF districts, there are examination reports. We've issued a separate report for the Central Business TIF District and the South Westmont Business TIF District. There's a separate allocation report for village and library amounts associated with the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund, a separate report required by the Grant Accountability and Transparency Act, and then finally, we assist with the comptroller's annual financial report. So, no small feat as far as all of these deliverables are concerned. I'll highlight some items out of the annual comprehensive financial report. My comments will be brief. I'd be happy to address any questions that the board might have as part of this year's process. If you're interested in following along, the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting is on page Roman numeral 8. This is issued by the Government Finance Officers Association, most recently for the April 30th, 2023 fiscal year end. I wanted to point this out. This is an elective. The annual comprehensive financial report goes above and beyond the minimum reporting requirements set by the state and by compiled statutes. It represents, additional information from the introductory section. There's statistical information in the back. It's prepared in the spirit of full disclosure for those interested in the village's financial position. So this is the 15th award that the village has received. We'd expect that once this report is submitted and reviewed by the independent GFOA that they will receive their 16th award. So just wanted to congratulate and call that out here tonight. The independent auditor's report begins on page 1 with Sickage letterhead on top. This is our opinion on these financial statements, and the top 2 paragraphs articulate what we've opined on as far as this audit is concerned. And those essentially articulate that we've issued an unmodified opinion on the financial statements as of April 30th, 2024. An unmodified opinion is a clean opinion. It's the highest level of assurance that we as auditors can provide the village as far as their annual audit's concerned. So good news as far as the opinion goes. The final item I'd like to point out here tonight, it just follows the independent auditor's report, and it's the management's discussion and analysis. As we know, these statements and this large audit report includes a lot of statements, footnotes, schedules. This analysis is prepared by management, and it's a great opportunity to provide a narrative and some context in terms of what occurred during the fiscal year, why there were certain increases, decreases, comparisons to fiscal year 2023. It's a very well put together MD&A by Alan, reviewed by myself, but just wanted to call that out here tonight. From a conclusion standpoint, I would echo Alan's comments in terms of thanking him and the staff. We're here early in October. The requirements allow the village to finalize and submit their audit by the end of the month, so we're well on time with that. Everybody that we worked with and interacted with as part of this process was very professional and easy to work with. And finally, as was mentioned, we'll be turning around quickly with the 8-month period audit, and we'll be getting together from a planning perspective with Alan and his team here shortly to kick that process off. So anticipate being back here in June to present the results of the audit for the December 31st, 2024 fiscal year end. So again, thank you, Mayor, members of the board for having me. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
The total fund balance has gone up from the previous year, right?
Quizzing you.
Well,
Sure, so collectively for your governmental funds, which includes your general, your TIFs, special levy funds, fund balance went up $355,000, just at $60.8 million. So yeah, and it's an aggregation of all of the funds. General fund essentially had a break-even year when you look at the general fund, but yeah, overall a small positive year for your governmental funds.
good thing. And then the other thing, everybody likes to comment on, you hear about what percent are we, in our 2 pension funds, are we funded?
Sure.
IMRF and then the police. I'm losing my voice.
Okay, so IMRF, most recently measured as of December 31st, 2023, you're funding at 87%, so it's very healthy. Police, measured as of April 30th, 2024, funding at about 54%. Most municipalities in the state, we see right around the 40 to 50%, so you're not, it's very comparable to communities in Illinois. And then fire is funding at 217%, so you have a net pension asset respective to that pension
And
fund.
there's this one individual in the
Correct,
fire.
correct.
Any other comments? But that's a key. We're doing very well as far as funding our pension obligations.
Correct, and, with the consolidated pension fund downstate, in those investments, I think the expectation is to see larger returns, fewer costs, which equate to, carving away at that deficit or that funded status.
If we don't have any additional, I'll entertain a motion to approve the ordinance accepting the fiscal year 2024 annual comprehensive financial report.
Motion to approve Barker.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any additional comments? Again, just a reminder, we'll have an 8-month, and then we'll have a full year. Took a little doing on staff, but it's moving forward. Roll call, please.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo is absent. I keep saying her. Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Motion passes, and I know we'll have a quick executive session, as we always do after we receive our audit, if there's anything you need to mention to the board. So immediately following this, we'll adjourn the executive session.
Thank you.
Thank you. Miscellaneous. The only item I had, and I don't think we mentioned, the Sky Zone Open had their opening, which is next to the Jewel, the trampoline. It's more than trampoline, but
We like to call it next to Micro Center.
next to Micro Center, okay, on Ogden. I know trustee Nero attended the grand opening with me. It's a great place to hold kids' parties. And even adults. I think I saw Steve going on the zip line.
Uninjured, and for the first time in my life, I was able to dunk on the basketball court. As I told Mayor, I have a credit card jump, as my coach used to say, so it's not a lot, but we get a little spring in there, it helped, and it was fun.
It's a great place. We welcome to
It's so cool, you gotta bring your kids there, or adults, it's a blast.
Seeing no other comments, I request executive session for a meeting with the external auditor pursuant to Section 2C29 of the Open Meetings Act. Do I have a motion?
Motion to go into executive session. Little?
Second, Nero.
Motion made and second. Roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Okay, we
Trustee
will,
Barker.
Yes.
Did I say you?
we will adjourn to executive session. When we come out of executive session, there will not be any further business, so thank you.